Hello, I'm James Hektner, and I am with Praxis Spinal Cord Institute, and we are up in Prince George at UMBC for the Spinal Cord Injury 2-day workshop.
Our vision is that we want to live in a world without paralysis after spinal cord injury. Really, we want to translate knowledge into action. We actually want to do the research and then bring it into practicality and making sure that it does make a difference.
My role with Praxis is I'm the Regional Clinical Liaison together with James, and providing these workshops and being that clinical link from research into practice.
I chose to get involved in this because our clinicians have identified for a number of years that there has been a significant gap not only in in-person education opportunities but in education opportunities focused around spinal cord injuries. And so we really wanted to help bridge that gap for our clinicians and provide this type of education. So reaching out to the Praxis team and Shannon and James was the best way to go about that.
So the reason why we do this is to help improve the confidence and knowledge in regional clinicians that are working with spinal cord injuries. We know that the majority of the resources are in centralized locations, primarily where the rehab facilities are, but not all of us actually live in those areas. We are regional, we are rural.
You know, I remember when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, I didn't have that voice. I couldn't really speak up for myself. And so now that's where I was trying to make, all right, let's make that roadmap, and hopefully I can make it smoother for any of the new generation that are coming up.
And that's why I'm so grateful to be here today, is to kind of be a story that can help break barriers in the future for when you are in front of someone possibly like myself, and how you could kind of facilitate making their quality of life better.
So everybody has a unique perspective, and it just seems to resonate when you're able to share some stories and experiences.
So yeah, I'm a C6-7 quadriplegic, 8 years post-injury.
Stu Weimer from Kamloops, BC, C6, C7 quadriplegic, complete.
I was injured in a mountain bike accident about 18 and a half years ago.
So 8 years ago, I was in a motor vehicle accident just outside of Kamloops.
I think it's really great that you guys are all here today, because you can see what people, you know, how after a recovery people are able to integrate and to adjust and to live really full, happy lives, because I think you don't always see that when you're seeing people just post-injury, right?
We do this because we're literally living with spinal cord injury every day. And to improve the knowledge and education for the clinicians that are working with us makes a difference.
My kids came to see me. My mom told me this. Makes me cry every time. And before they were allowed to see me, a nurse took them aside and told them, "This is your mom and she'll never walk again." And just what a cruel thing to say to a couple of kids who just want to see their mom, you know?
I had a pressure sore for 9 years. It's hard to deal with pressure sores, especially in a small town, you know, and being native, it makes it even harder. And I quit drinking in 2012, but every time I ended up in the hospital, they'd always ask me, when's the last time you had a drink, or something like that along those lines. Like I was an alcoholic, or I was there for the drugs, but I wasn't. I was there because I was sick, you know, and that,
And this is the personal impact.
And I'm happy to be here to talk about it, even though I'm crying. I'm not ashamed. You know, you guys are here and you're listening. And I want to learn and help you guys learn.
We're here to make a positive impact, and we need to hear the privileged position that we've been put in to make that difference, or to help prevent or to heal.
It really made me recognize that as a clinician, that you really do need to take that step and pause when working with individuals and work with them, not just work for them in a healthcare system, to not only improve your rapport and your relationship with the client, but the system overall.
Basically, your 5 bony prominences are completely offloaded.
All the little things that make the big differences, right?
If someone goes too far back, down, Do you trust me? Do you trust me? He doesn't trust me. This is what would be helpful for you working as a clinician in Northern Health.
For me, it was around bowel, bladder, and sexual health, so things that I learned more about today.
It's pretty valuable, I think, to have some first-hand experiences for people that are actually living with spinal cord injuries or whatever population it may be. A lot of the times it's all theoretical, so you don't get chances to really interview or get first-hand accounts.
They are the experts in what having a spinal cord injury means to them, and they have learned how to interact with their world and what works for them in a way that I think able-bodied people will just never experience.
So we're very passionate, we're very dedicated because it impacts us.
I would advocate for all physios, OT, allied health, nursing to take this education and to be a part of this because it's been an amazing experience.